to the key. And Australia, a missed shot by Stewart, but managed to get the offensive board, and Gauci with the ball again at the top of the key. Looking to penetrate the other side now to see what options are available. Stewart's there. They're going to run into a bit of trouble with the shot clock if they're not careful. No, there we have it. The first score of the game, Bridie Keane, the number 6 for Australia. So Great Britain's ball from the baseline. So this is a preliminary round match for Group A for the women's wheelchair basketball, and 10 teams in total, split into 2 groups of 5. So Australia's ball from the end there. So the top 4 teams in each group will go through to qualify for the quarterfinals, and then after that it's a knockout format. Going to be a bit of defensive pressure, but a reasonably free-flowing affair, and Stewart is fouled as she goes for her shot, so she'll head to the foul line for 2 free throws. But on paper, at least, you'd think that Australia will be the stronger team today. But you just never know what happens with the impetus and the encouragement of the home crowd. Stewart makes her first free throw. Sarah Grady was the player who committed the foul. Here's Stewart again. Misses the second, and Amy Conroy grabs the ball off the glass, tips over and loses possession. So Australia from the end. Gauci passes in. Bridie Keane with the ball, looking at options. Gauci has crossed the other side, and then, no, we've had another miss from Keane. That was Kobe Crispin, you could see just in the backcourt there, writing herself. And, oh, gee, it's quite a physical game early on. Sarah Grady has tipped over and she's still on the ground. But Great Britain is on the scoreboard. Claire Knott dribbles down the left-hand side of the court for the Australians, and she's going to take a shot. There's absolutely no defence stepping up to her at all, but she misses. Now Great Britain with the possession. Sugden was blocked from going much further. I believe that happened then. She had too much time in the backcourt, so it will be a ball from halfway. Kylie Gauci passes into Stewart, who's showing what an integral part of this team she is early. They just keep looking to her, and we're only a few minutes in. Freeman with the ball, spins, passes off. Amy Conroy has a foul committed against her. No. What's he calling it? A push? A charge. Okay, so it was a charge called against Amy Cordray. So Kylie Gauci to passes into Stewart. Assesses her options and looks as though she's pretty keen to go herself. However, passes it off, and it was Claire Knott who scores for Australia. A bit of defensive pressure there, but a handy little break for Great Britain, but not to be. Louise Sugden misses her attempt, so back to Australia's offensive end. Kobe Crispin passes in, to Bridie Keane, who's fouled as she puts up her shot, but she'll go to the line now. She wasn't successful, but will now have 2 free throw points. They're saying box her out, so effectively stop her from getting in, but Stewart's gotten in there. So the other match that's going on at the second venue, we'll try and keep you across that as well today. But for now, Great Britain, the crowd is certainly behind this team, and that's Claire Strange with the ball. Looking for it, looks to Sugden. Sugden to Freeman. Freeman looks at her shot, takes a shot and misses. But the offensive rebound, well taken, and Freeman goes again. She was trying to pass it across to Amy Conroy, but there was an interception from Crispin. So Freeman with the ball. She's pushed by Gauchi, so draws the foul. You just hear it in the stadium there. It's a real party-like atmosphere, and I can tell you it's a beautiful day in London. Finally, we've had some sunshine. It's not particularly warm. When I was first out this morning, it was just 8 degrees. But we saw a beautiful blue sky, and it's got everyone in very high spirits. The crowds here at the Olympic Park are quite extraordinary. There are just thousands of people pouring through the gates at 7 o'clock this morning. Testament to how popular these games are, and the fact that tickets have sold out. I think there were a couple of days ago there were only about 100,000 tickets left out of 2.5 million tickets. Kylie Gauchi, the star, has a shot but not successful. Defensive rebound picked up by Great Britain, and they're going to put some speed on down the court here, and a nice long lob and beautiful way to finish. That's 2 points for Laurie Williams. It's a lovely piece of play. I just knew when to... just seemed to know exactly when to put the pace on to get past the Australians, and perhaps the Australians' defensive transition just wasn't quite what it should be. Crispin with the ball, passes to Gauchi, who fumbles. Crispin again. Has a shot. Just beat the shot clock, but not to be. So 7 plays 4 in this match. Crispin has another shot and misses. So the Australians missing a few shots early on in this match. And although they look the stronger team on paper, you don't want to be giving away too many opportunities. Kobe Crispin scores 2 points for the Australians. So 3:17 left to go in the first quarter. A timeout's being called. Australia's coach is John Triscari. So they've got the Mexican wave going again in this North Greenwich Arena. So Freeman with the ball, trying to penetrate the key. There's a holding foul called on Gauci of Australia. So plenty of enthusiasm. We'll just have to see whether the crowd can push Great Britain to new heights. Because as I said, certainly on paper, Australia does have perhaps the stronger of the two sides. Shelley Chaplin gives the ball back to Kylie Gauci. I saw Kylie play in a domestic league just a couple of months ago. It was a mixed league, and gee, she was an absolute star. I tell you what, such an impressive player. So it's nice to see her out here representing Australia at the London 2012 Games. Shot from Gauci, it's short, bounces off the ring, and the defensive rebound's taken by Freeman, who passes off to Grady. Grady dribbles down the centre of the court, looks around for options. She's not presented with many at all, except for a lovely cut through the key by Sugden. She's fouled on the way through, but misses her shot, so she should get 2 shots here. The crowd loves it. She gets her first free throw in. Kylie Gauci better be careful here. She's got two fouls already. So Sugden, can she make her second? No, she can't. Crispin with the rebound. Looks to Chaplin. Chaplin with the ball. Dribbles up the centre of the court, and she's going to go for it. No, she's not. She's turned away. Back to the top of the key. Passes to Knott. Knott passes back to Chaplin. Rolls around the rim but doesn't make it in, but it's collected nicely by Merritt, who scores the 2 points. Good rebound and just a quick little thank you very much. Put it in the basket, kissing off the backboard. Lovely. Strange with the ball, passes to Hamer. Hamer's got nowhere to go. And that was the shot clock. So basically Australia applying quite a bit of defensive pressure, and there were just no options there. Freeman thought about penetrating. May have been unlucky not to draw a foul there, but here we go. Australia back on the offensive. Chaplin with the ball, looks to pass low. She passes low, but no luck for Vinci. Great Britain doing very well in their defensive boards at the moment. They're collecting most of the rebounds up Australia's offensive end. Carter has the ball, lobs it over, but a little fumble there by Hamer. Freeman with the shot. Unsuccessful, so Australia now collects the defensive board. Knott has the ball. Not many options. The defence is pretty tight by the Great Britain side. And again, they collect the defensive board. That was Hamer, but now it's Freeman who's dribbling down the centre of the court. What can she create, if anything? The Australians' defensive efforts are quite good, but no, the shot's off by Freeman. Less than 10 seconds to go. Will they score? Chaplin goes through, drives in. That would have been nice to finish off the quarter for the Australians. If she's going to... No, it won't go. It simply won't fall in. So the end of the first quarter, Australia 11 plays Great Britain 5. So we're going to head now to the other match that's happening live at the moment, and that is the Germany and the USA in the wheelchair basketball. Nigel Adderley is the commentator. Thank you very much. So Coach Gary Peel. So very happy, 5 points in 10 minutes. That's what he's saying. They've managed to keep the Great Britain side to scoring just 5 points in that entire first quarter. And it was mainly due to a defensive effort. But if you look at the shooting percentages, Great Britain, not good at all. They have had quite fewer attempts, but 18.2% compared to Australia's 26.3%. So the start of the second quarter. 2 points to Knott. Almost made it look too easy there. So Great Britain are going to need to tighten up their defence if they want to stay in this match. 13 plays 5. Start of the second quarter. Sugden tipped over. Is that going to be a foul called? I believe so. That foul will be called on Kobe Crispin. So you can hear there are some supporters for Australia in the stands there, but by far the vast majority of supporters at North Greenwich are cheering for the Great Britain side as they try and notch up their first win of the tournament after missing out yesterday. They had a loss to the Netherlands. But losses at this early stage really aren't that huge of a problem because, as I said earlier, only 10 teams, well, there are 10 teams split into 2 pools of 5, and the top 4 of each pool are managing to go through to the playoffs. So you can afford an early loss. You just need to make sure you recover from it. Crispin has a shot, falls short. Scramble for the rebound, but it Great Britain comes up with this, but it's stolen back by Amber MERRITT, who so aggressively takes the ball back and scores 2 points. Long arms, sort of scrambled that ball, pulled it in and managed to score the 2 points. Conroy to Strange. Strange with the ball. Thompson passes over back to Strange. Strange back to Thompson. Thompson passes low. I think that pass was just a little bit too hard to Sugden. It seemed to just sort of bounce off her fingers. I'm surprised she didn't pop a finger. She just hurled it at her when really all that was needed was sort of a straight, flat pass, but not with too much force. Makes it difficult at such a close range. So here we have it. Australia back on the offensive. Chaplin with the ball. Passes to Knott. Knott assessing the options. And there's been a foul called off the ball. Perhaps not a foul. No, didn't call the foul. They're just trying to stop the tangle and let one of the athletes get back. Not with the ball. She's looking at her shot here. Puts it up. Again, falling short. So the Australians are being hurt a little here by their shooting percentage because they certainly are not bereft of opportunity. Strange with the ball. Gee, there's a lot of traffic going through at the moment. The defence is so tight through that bottom of the key. Thompson shoots and misses. But very good on the boards, this Great Britain side. They're really... be interesting to have a look at the statistics of the rebounds. And a score to the Great Britain side. So the call for defence, trying to verbally intimidate the Australians as well as physically intimidate them. Chaplin has the ball, shoots right on the shot clock, but the 2 points go and they're counted. Quite a physical match here this afternoon. Shot clock has gone, so that defensive pressure has really been stepped up. It's hard to come by a scoring opportunity for Great Britain at the moment. They've only scored 4 points since quarter time. So 3 seconds in the key was the call. So good defence by the Great Britain side. McLean with the ball. Passes off and it's back to McLean. So a charge called, and now there's going to be a substitute for the Great Britain side. So 9 plays 17. The visitors in front. I'm going to have a timeout. So not a huge lot of success for the Great Britain side at the last 3 Paralympic Games, and in contrast, the Australian side has 2 silver medals and a bronze to their name, and they also had a good win at one of the warm-up tournaments ahead of the Games. In fact, the last 2 times Australia and the British teams have met, Australia has dominated. There was a tune-up match earlier this month, and Australia won 61-44, and then they were also the 43-25 winners when they met at the Paralympic World Cup event in May. But of course, they are coming off a tough match to Brazil, the 52-50 win last night. Kobe Crispin in that match scored a high of 18 points for the Australians. So a great performance from her. We'll wait and see what she's capable of today. But as I mentioned, of course, Great Britain still looking for its first win of the tournament. Nice little steal there with the help of Amber MERRITT, who passes off. Chaplin has the ball. Lovely. Shot from well inside the key. Shelley Chaplin. Lovely little 2 points for Helen Freeman there. So Freeman scored 3 points. Strangers scored 4 for the home side. And Conroy's scored 3. MERRITT and Chaplin are the top scorers, and as well as Knott for the Australians, each having 4 points to their names. So the pressure's on. 1 second left on the shot clock, and Great Britain were forced to put it up, but Australia, Chaplin well placed for that lob down the court, but she misses her shot as well, and again Great Britain are able to come up with a defensive rebound, simply positioning themselves so well. Oh dear, and that was a pass to Amy Conroy, but it doesn't appear that she was actually looking or expecting the ball well down the court, so another turnover. Gary Peel, the coach of the home side.
You're at the top. Don't interchange this time. Okay. Come out.
So the Australian team, known as the Gliders, giving themselves a little pep talk and a rousing cheer there just at the end of the timeout. So 21 plays 11. Keane with the ball, lobs it up the court to MERRITT rather. MERRITT locked in there for a moment. Chaplin. Nice crossover. Still not many options presenting themselves. Keane with the ball. So the defensive pressure's been stepped up a bit by the British side. Australia unable to even attempt to score within the confines of the time of the shot clock. Helen Freeman passes in, then gets the ball back momentarily. Amy Conroy looking to her options, and it's gone to Williams. But Williams unable to find a way in to score, so the ball's gone back out, well outside the three-point line. No threat out there is Freeman. And a nice little steal or an intercept rather by Shelley Chapman. She ran pretty much straight into Amy Conroy and had nowhere to go, and the two held on to the ball, and it was a bit nasty with Chaplin ending up on the floor. Seems to be a little bit of confusion about whose ball it actually is, but they're sort of forming a stack at the top of the key there. Williams passes it in to Strange. Strange at the top, passes off to Freeman. Freeman looking back to Strange. Strange managed to find some space to McLean over the left side, but Strange very much in the mix here, doing skip passes. Conroy unable to catch a pass, and it's been stolen back by the Australians. And it appears it took Australia too long in the backcourt. You've only got 10 seconds once you have possession to get across the half-court line. And you've got to hand it to Great Britain at this point. They might be down on the scoreboard, but they're certainly putting a lot of defensive pressure on the Australians. We saw that twice with the shot clock up the Australians' offensive end, and they've also put enough pressure in the backcourt to stop Australia from getting the ball across the halfway line in time twice. So it will become a little bit costly for Australia if that keeps happening. Bridie Keane again. Her chair is nicked and she tumbles over. Carolyn McLean, the foul is on her. So Australia with the ball, bit of a loop pass over to MERRITT, but MERRITT misses. She's got the ball back though. Well done. She's scored 2 points. So it was a handy little rebound by her teammate who just flicked it back to MERRITT, who was still in the right spot. So another miss for Great Britain, and Australia manages to salvage the rebound. But it was a bit of a sloppy effort going down the court. An easy interception for the British side. So Conroy is going to be benched and have a bit of a break for now. So 7 players on the bench for all the teams here. Total of 12, 5 on the court at any time. Claire Strange passes off to Freeman. Less than a minute to play in this quarter. No luck for Strange, and Merritt is in the mix yet again. She's got the ball, dribbles down the left-hand side of the court, tries to centre it slightly but passes off. A bit of a tussle there. Claire not involved with Laurie Williams. So 27.5 minutes left to play in this quarter. It's certainly not a blowout by any stretch. The Australians have maintained about a 10-point lead pretty much since very early in the first quarter. It's currently at 12 points, so 21 plays 11. But all the talk on the GB bench is defence, and they're certainly applying that defensive pressure out there. We've seen it a number of times. Australia's failed to get a shot up in time. They've failed to get the ball out of the backcourt in time. So Amber MERRITT there, being highlighted on the screen, who's shot 6 points. Knott also has 6. Strange is the top scorer for Great Britain. Nice shot there from MERRITT. So, a couple of seconds left. She's going to pop it up. Oh, it was a bit nasty in the end, but they had a try for a 3-point shot, Team GB. It just didn't quite work out, unfortunately. So we'll go into the halftime break. Australia 25 plays Great Britain 11 rather. Gosh, it was 25-20. It wouldn't be a bad game at all. But no, Australia with a reasonably comfortable advantage of 14 points going into this halftime, and they'd be feeling quite good about that. Managed to hold Team GB down for minimal scoring. Australia just seems to certainly have been able to create more opportunities for themselves. If we look through some of the statistics for the first half of this match, MERRITT is now sitting on 8 points, Knott on 6 and Chaplin on 4. That's for the Australians. And just for Team GB, Strange is on 4, Freeman on 2, McLean on 2. Now the top rebounders, it's an even spread for the Great Britain team. Conroy has 3, Grady 3 and Strange 3. I actually thought it would have been a little bit more than that, but anyway. Keane for the Australians has 4, Crispin 4 and MERRITT 3. The statistics at the moment, well, Team GB ended up improving their scoring percentage significantly. So they're shooting at 26% in field goals at the moment. Australia is shooting at 40%, so they also substantially improved their shooting percentage in that quarter as well. So we'll have a decent break now. And both teams, it appears, they've used their right to go into the change rooms for a bit of privacy while the halftime entertainment goes on around them. Of course, not all teams elect to do that. We look at some highlights. Australia just so sharp on their offensive play. And as we mentioned, shooting percentage is up. They're just hitting the shots they need to, which is a very, very good sign for the Beijing bronze medallists. We'll also have a look of what's happening in the other game. As soon as I can bring you up to date with that other match, which features Germany, I will. Germany is playing the United States. So I'll give you an update on that scoreline as soon as I can on this computer, which is a little slow to respond at the moment. But nevertheless, all is going well here with our scoring, and here we have it. So we can tell you in the Group B preliminary, so this match we've got in front of us, the Australia and Great Britain, that is a preliminary match for Group A. Now it looks as though it's a bit of a close one. It's a lot closer than what we've got here at half time. The United States, this is the Group B preliminary match, is playing against Germany. It's 19 points to 17, so the US just has that 2-point advantage at the moment. Pretty good shooting percentages happening. Germany 44%, the US 56%. That's for field goals. And the top scorers for the United States are Murray and Miller, and for Germany, Schürmann and Ziyech and Müller. So a very, very interesting match indeed happening at Basketball Arena. So there's 2 venues being used for the basketball, the wheelchair basketball, at this point in the Paralympic Games, and the preliminary matches take place at those 2 venues, and the finals will all take place at this venue that you can see here, North Greenwich. Beautiful venue, seats 20,000 people. So there's a lot of basketball on today. Of course, it's always a very packed schedule given that we have 12 teams in the men's competition and 10 teams in the women's competition. So we'll have another game this afternoon, and then yet another game will be played this evening. And should be a good one this evening. Australia is playing Turkey later on today.
The stage is yours. Do we have the song ready? The stage is yours. Let's go.
So there's some light entertainment for you coming out of the stadium at the moment. But look, the other matches today, so that match between Germany and the United States, which we've just given you the score update, that's actually a repeat of the 2008 gold medal match from Beijing. The USA won that match 50-38. So it will be very interesting to see who comes out on top of that pool group, and then how things wind up in the final standings. The other matches today are Canada and the Netherlands. Of course, the Netherlands coming off that win over Great Britain. They won that match 62-35. And China is also playing France. Of course, China expected overall to do extremely well at the London 2012 Paralympic Games, coming off such a high of those games in Beijing 4 years ago. They were just so fantastic. The crowds were amazing, and of course the Chinese athletes absolutely blew everyone else out of the water. They performed so strongly. And often that momentum is carried through for the next 4 years, because a lot of younger athletes see people doing well and doing so well on home soil, and then are inspired as well to replicate that success.
All of it, that's what we like to hear. One more time for Patrick, ladies and gents. Woo! All right then, who's next? What's your name, where you from?
Can bring you up to date with the medal tally at the moment. As things stand, the People's Republic of China has 7 gold medals, 7 silver and 5 bronze, a total of 19 medals. Australia doing doing well. 4 gold, 3 silver and 3 bronze. Ukraine has 3 gold medals, 3 silver and 5 bronze. Russian Federation has 3 gold medals as well. Great Britain has won 2 and Germany has also won 2. Nigeria has 2 gold medals so far at these games, and both of those have come in the powerlifting. Turkey's also won a gold medal. Won that in their powerlifting as well. So Great Britain, we know that they obviously have very high hopes to go so well. They've won a swimming gold and a track cycling gold as well. So the team's making their way back out onto the court to just had a bit of a break. They will have had something to light to nibble on, perhaps some carbohydrate. A lot of the athletes prefer those gels. They're easy to digest when you're at a certain level of exertion. But you know, a lot of this is about body management through a tournament like this. When you're playing games every single day and you're under such pressure. That's another reason why there's 7 players on the bench, because you don't want to expend your very best players in the early parts of the tournament, particularly if you're playing some of the weaker sides in the earlier preliminary rounds. You need to be able to have some subs on the bench to give them a bit of court time and also enjoy the Paralympic experience as well. So a bit of a cheer there for the Australian side, but all the enthusiasm really is being reserved for Team GB, as they are now fondly called by the host nation. So just 5 minutes left of this halftime break, and if you're just joining us, streaming us online, wherever you might be around the world, this is the women's preliminary round match. We are at North Greenwich Arena. It's Group A, Great Britain versus Australia, and Australia certainly has had the upper hand throughout this match. They've managed to limit Great Britain's scoring opportunities, but Great Britain have managed to apply a fair bit of defensive pressure as well. So it will be interesting to see how they come out of this halftime break with added vigour and enthusiasm, and of course having the home crowd on their side as well. It could actually lift them into perhaps what would be described as an unexpected win, but certainly not an impossible task. Australia, though, having a couple of wins over Great Britain in key lead-up events. So they certainly have the psychological advantage over the home side as far as performance goes. However, it is a huge advantage to have the support of the home team against you. I must say, though, from watching sports yesterday and today, the home crowd has been extremely generous with its support of athletes from right around the nation, right around the world rather, not just from their own nation. Okay, so we're at the end of the first quarter in that Germany-United States match. The scoreline is 23-all, so that is going to be a cracking match. So the scoreline as we head into the second half, 25 plays 11. Australia having a comfortable lead of 14 points at this stage, this early stage in the match. Of course, still a full half of basketball to play. We're playing in 10-minute quarters. The next match to be played at North Greenwich Arena is South Africa and Spain, so that should be an interesting one to watch. That's one of the men's matches. That match coming later today, Spain and South Africa. Spain will be looking to build on their good opening victory over Italy when they take on South Africa. South Africa, of course, are the African champions. Spain beat them in a warm-up friendly earlier this month as well. For now, though, the focus is on these women on our screens in front of us. That is the Australians versus the Great Britain side. And if you're just joining us for the first time, we'll quickly run through. Amber MERRITT, number 15, is the top scorer for both sides at the moment. She's on 8 points halfway through the match. Claire Knott is on 6 points for the Australians. And Shelley Chapman is on 4 points. And for the home side, Claire Strange has shot 4 points, Freeman 2 and McLean 2. Top rebounder on court this afternoon, I should say, is Bridie Keane for Australia. She's taken 3 boards so far. So a bit of a modest cheer there for the Australians. I can't see that there's actually that many Australians there compared to the GB supporters, but never mind. So Team GB looking still for their first win of the tournament. It's a tough pool though. So in that pool A we have obviously Australia and Great Britain. We also have Brazil, Canada and the Netherlands. Amber MERRITT proving her worth on court. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. Let's see if Great Britain can come out and reapply that defensive pressure that we saw in that second quarter. It really was impressive. So that was an air ball by Helen Turner and out of bounds. So Australia has the throw in. Bridie Keane passes in to Tina McKenzie. So it appears as though, oh no, there's Kylie Gauchi. I thought Kylie Gauchi was being rested for a moment, but she has the ball now. Passes off to Claire Knott, who assesses her options. Back to Gauchi. A flick across to Kobe Crispin, who shoots 2 points. So now the Australians applying defensive pressure right up the court and putting the Brits under quite a bit of pressure. And there's a foul call after clipping the chair. So Helen Freeman was fouled by Crispin. She was in a good position. She would have surely scored, however, if it was not for the interference of Crispin. So Great Britain's possession. Helen Freeman with the ball, tries to work her way around into the key, skips it over to McLean. McLean shoots, misses. Crispin with the board. Gauchi passes back to Crispin. Passes back out to the top, across to Gauchi again. Gauchi takes the shot and it falls. Looked as though it was going to roll out, but tinkered around the edge and then dropped through the net. So 29 plays 11. Australia extending its lead. Helen Freeman with the ball, lobs it over. Interesting choice there because, of course, there was a wall of defence for Carolyn McLean. She cut through to the basket. There were at least 2, possibly 3 Australians. There we have it. 3 Australians putting pressure on her. Resetting the shot clock there. Nifty pass in there, but took 2 attempts for Kobe Crispin to score, but Gauci found her, basically passed through about 3 players to reach her. GB with the ball. Need to get it over halfway. There's a bit of a delay for them. Lobs it over to Williams. Williams with her back to the centre. Passes off. Finds Freeman. Freeman... Oh, it just rolls out. Freeman almost scored. It would have been a nice piece of play, but unable to finish it off. And instead, Gauci's back with the ball. She's over the right-hand side of the court. Looks to go in, pulls back out, then lobs it over to Crispin, who's featured so prominently in this match. Skip pass across to Gauci. Gauci wants to shoot it. She does, but misses. Defensive board to Sugden. Sugden to Turner. Turner to Williams. Williams to Freeman. What can they do? Freeman thinks about it. Spins around. Lobs it over. She lobbed it over to Turner. Turner just couldn't get the ball in time to put a shot up before the clock went off. So Australia, in the early stages of this third quarter, able to extend their lead to a comfortable 20 points. And Merritt, well, she's proven herself to be quite the danger throughout this match. So she's back on court. Kobe Crispin in a bit of foul trouble. She's got 3. So she'll take a little break. So Freeman with the ball for Great Britain. What can she find down this offensive end? Merritt tries to swat the ball away. She'll be, I'm going to say, she's lucky not to be called a foul, but she has been. So the foul's on Merritt. Amber MERRITT, 2 fouls. And that was sloppy work by Great Britain. So important to communicate adequately, and really passes have got to be spot on. It was kind of a funny looking lob. Tina McKenzie finds Merritt. Gauci. Gauci chooses to pass off to Vinci, who finishes it off nicely for the Australians. So Williams passes to Freeman. He fumbles. So another timeout. Let's bring you up to date with what's happening in that other match that's playing at the moment. Germany and the USA. That, of course, the rematch from the gold medal match at the last Paralympic Games in Beijing. So we're in the third quarter in the Germany and United States match, and I can tell you, locked at 23 apiece. So what a fantastic contest that's proving to be. Here, Australia's having a bit more of a comfortable time of it. With a nice 22-point lead over the home side. So a turnover there. Can Great Britain score? This is the question. Can they penetrate enough and start to try and pare back that deficit that's just going to be blowing out of their reach if they don't do something soon? So Freeman with the ball. Can't find her options. Shot clock will be winding down. 6 seconds left. They really need to get a shot away here. And it's a miss. So Chaplin to take possession for the Australians. Passes off to Hill. Katie Hill to Gauci, who's playing such a prominent role for the Australians. She drives to the basket, nice little layup. 2 points to Gauci. 24-point lead for the Australians. So Freeman gets some aggression and she gets pretty much walloped by an Australian player. I'm not entirely done. It's Katie Hill. Pretty much rammed into her. I was going to say I'd be surprised if that wasn't called an intentional foul. It has been called an intentional foul. So 2 shots and a possession for Great Britain. Freeman misses the first. Misses the second. But chance to make amends here. Great Britain will be given the possession from the halfway line. Freeman again. Can she make amends? She's passed it off to Strange. Strange is fouled, so now Strange will go to the free throw line. So boxing out essentially means putting yourself in between the offensive player and stopping them from getting the offensive rebound, which, as you know, can be extremely costly. If the offensive rebound is taken, they can score straight away. Gauci with the ball for the Australians. Foul's been called off the ball. It's on a Great Britain player. So Kylie Merritt with the ball. Passes, a messy one there. Chaplin has it, came up with it at least, and then Gauci's, Gauci was the target, I think, however. Was unable to come up with the ball, and bit of a nasty event there for Helen Freeman, but she was fine. She got back up and away she went. So Amber MERRITT, nice little interception there. Steals the ball away. So Gauchi. Chaplin drives in. Oh, miss. And again, Great Britain able to come up with the ball. So doing well at the defensive end, but just failing to capitalise in the offence. And 24 points. It's starting to look like a very, very big task, particularly given they've only scored 11 points for this game thus far. So Freeman hits a free throw. The crowd love it. Pretty excited about that. So, Judith Hamer, I should say, hits both her free throws. 21 points, the margin for Australia. You can see again, Great Britain are so impressive in their endeavour with their defence right around the court. Travel's being called for Gauchi. Oh, that was an air ball from Claire Strange. But the Great Britain side will be starting to get a little bit antsy about wanting to get some more points on the board. If they're going to stay in this match, it's going to be extremely hard going into the fourth quarter with a 20-point margin to try and pare back. Merritt with the ball. She's been such a strong performer in this match, but misses. Great Britain have the possession. Oh, and you can just sort of feel the crowd getting behind this team just a little bit more, sensing that they just can't let this match go on any longer with such a big deficit. They do need to try and start making some inroads into making this more of a competition. Sugden, I'm not exactly sure who that was to. She might have been throwing it to Judith Hamer, but missed her target in any case. So Australia now with possession. Hill to Merritt. Merritt to Gauchi. A nice little roll up to the basket for Gauchi. So Gauchi's shot 6 points for the Australians. It's a reasonable even spread of scorers for both teams. particularly for Australia, there hasn't sort of been any one player who's scored the bulk of the points. It's Merritt, Gauci, and none of them have reached double figures yet. I dare say one of them will. If not this quarter, in the next quarter. So Williams passes off to Strange. Strange to the basket, misses again. This is just proving too costly for Great Britain. They're simply just not going to make up the deficit if they don't start finishing off some of their shots, whereas Gauci, in contrast, nope, she's unable to as well. So again, GB gets the rebound. With a funny old lob, but there was a pass to Williams at the end of that, but in the end, Gauci was sort of in a good position to take that ball. And will Gauci roll straight to the basket? No, she tried a bit of a flick pass, but it just wasn't really on target enough. So the possession has gone back to Great Britain. Sugden with the ball. Passes off. Strange has it. Can they make a difference here? Strange misses again, and you can hear the crowd, their sense of frustration or the disappointment every time Great Britain misses a shot. And I tell you what, we'll give you a bit of a reflection at three-quarter time as to the shooting percentage, but I dare say Great Britain's shooting percentage has gone down significantly since we last talked about it at half-time when things were around the 40% mark, but simply just missing too many shots at the moment, and a number of them right under the basket as well. Merritt has the ball. A nice little shot under the basket. Nice little combination with Gauci there. So Merritt has now reached double figures. She's scored 10 points, the top scorer for the game thus far. 39 plays 14. Nifty little bit of play. Hamer was under the basket. She had the pass to her, and as she went up for the shot, she was fouled. So she'll have 2 points, 2 shots rather, 2 free throws. So a miss there from Hamer. So Gauci again, gee, she's absolutely starring in this third quarter, but she had a nice little pass off to Chaplin, who was unable to finish it off. And that marks the end of the third quarter. So 39 plays 14, and you can see the Australians have been pretty consistent, but they managed to, in their scoring, they managed to hold Great Britain to just 3 points in that third quarter. So that's really telling a tale. Now, there was a fair bit of defensive pressure, but Great Britain also just missed too many of their shots as well. So although Australia is being commended for its excellent defence, certainly Great Britain aren't doing themselves any favours by missing so many shots. So they stopped moving the ball around so much. So you see there, Great Britain's shooting percentage has dropped right down to 17%. Defensive rebounds, Australia's still doing well, and just too many turnovers by Great Britain, 20 turnovers. And Australia scoring 12 of their points from turnovers, so extremely costly indeed. But Team GB are just going to have to find some accuracy in this final quarter. I don't want this to be too much of a blowout. You don't want to be coming off 2 losses and trying to salvage your competition after a really bad blow in this preliminary round. So Team GB going to have to find something special in this final quarter, the fourth and final quarter. Nice looking shot, but it wouldn't fall. That was a bit disappointing, but so it certainly has been the story of things. Amber MERRITT there, one of the stars of the Australian team today. Try and bring you up to date with that USA-Germany match. I'm just having a little bit of trouble with my connection to that at the moment, but as soon as I can bring you up to date, I will. So Australia with possession, 39 plays 16. We've got 9 minutes 30 to go in the fourth quarter. And some interference there, a foul's called on number 13, who is Louise Sugden. A shoot and a miss, and Team GB manages to get the rebounds. Nice little pass into the key there, and a foul, and the 2 points go down. So Judith HAMER positioned herself very nicely near the base of the key. Had the ball put to her, popped the 2 points through, and now she'll shoot for a third point from the free throw line. It's a difficult shot to get in. She was leaning well back and she had her hand right in her face, but she still managed to make it. Unfortunately, unable to finish it off with a free throw. So Crispin with the ball for Australia. I do enjoy the energy that Crispin plays with. She's good to watch. Leanne DeTozo with the ball. No luck there. She passed it off to Bridie Keane, but Bridie Keane was unable to score. So Great Britain with possession again. The crowd urging them on, hoping for a score. We just don't have that much long to play in this match, and the margin is so great that it looks almost an impossible task, but let's see what the crowd can do, getting behind the home side. Williams lobs it over, and that was another air ball. Again, Judith HAMER, who scored just a moment ago, unable to find the ring again this time. So, nifty little piece of offensive work by the Australians. So 41 plays 18. So Judith HAMER, who's playing a big role in this second half of this match, passes it off. Helen Turner unable to score, but Sugden a bit frustrated there. She salvaged the ball, managed to grab the ball, but then went out of bounds.
So we've got 6 minutes and 34 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. The deficit is large. 25 points. Another miss by Great Britain, so their shooting percentages really hurt them in this match, particularly in the second half when they've managed to create more opportunities for themselves but simply haven't been able to finish it off. And that was a miss from Kobe Crispin. Unfortunately, I'm unable to bring you an updated score from that US-Germany match at this point, just having a few technical issues. But we can stay firmly focused on this match here, the Team GB match. I'll tell you what, it sounds like the crowd's had a fantastic time despite the fact that their team perhaps hasn't made the inroads into this match that they would have hoped for. Strange with the ball, passes to Hamer. Hamer with the ball again. She's been a great performer in this second half. Freeman lobs it over. They just came up against the shot clock. So again, the Australians managed to apply quite a bit of defensive pressure and force them to, infringe on the shot clock. Bit of a messy period there. 2 players down. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us at Paralympic Sport TV, you can jump onto the Paralympic Games website. You can jump onto our page at Facebook, facebook.com/Paralympic Games, and send us your feedback on the coverage on Paralympic Sport TV. You can also follow us on Twitter at Paralympic is the Twitter handle. So Helen Freeman nails that free throw, and Australia will have possession. 5:32 left in the fourth quarter. Carter passes to Merritt. Merritt looks around, unsure of her options. Sarah Stewart, who then passed off to Detozo. Two points for Detozo, Leanne Detozo, who hasn't played a huge role in this match, it probably has to be said, but getting some valuable minutes at the end of this game. JB misses again, and it's a rebound to Detozo, who passes off to Stewart, who in turn passes off to Vinci. Merritt with the ball, passes back to Stewart. Stewart's going to look to score here. She looks around, she looked at the basket, then realised she had someone right in her way, but that's a lovely, lovely little piece of play. A nice little pass just to Amanda Carter, who rolled in and scored right under the basket. So I can bring you up to date now with the United States-Germany match, which looks like an absolute cracker. So 45-44, Germany 1 point in front of the United States. That's in the Group B preliminary. And I tell you what, Australia will be very, very interested to see the result of that game once they're done here today, because They'll be eyeing off both of those teams in this competition as they are in the hunt for a medal at London 2012 after their bronze at Beijing. Germany and the United States, two of the best teams, or perhaps the two best teams in this competition. Great GB managing to get another score on the board, but still 25-point lead to the Australians. Merritt with the ball. She's been an absolute star, particularly in the first half. She was very, very good for Australia. Stewart penetrates. Unable to get much further, though. She comes up against Freeman, and Freeman gets the rebound. Freeman again, she's really been starring for Team GB in this match. Another missed shot. Merritt gets the rebound. Totozo misses her shot. Stewart goes to the rebound. No luck there. And Team GB is back again. Freeman absolutely dominating in these last two quarters. She really has stepped up and is playing a really valuable role for Team GB, and a lovely little 2 points from Judith HAMER. Judith HAMER's also had a great second half as well. All right, so you can see the field goals there, 9 of 42 versus 23 of 54. So really, Great Britain has only sort of had, well, they've had 10 less opportunities to score, but they really haven't made the most of those opportunities at all. But HAMER, she's had a great second half. She's on 8 points for Team GB. And Freeman scored 7, so both of those players really have starred for Team GB. Merritt is still on 10 points, Crispin on 8, and Gauci on 6 for the Australians. It looks as though Gauci will probably sit the rest of this match off. She's one of the star players, and they'll want to be resting her, ready for the next match that this team will have to prepare for. There's a very, very quick turnaround when you've got to play a full match again the next day. 4 quarters of 10 minutes. So HAMER, who really has played extraordinarily well in this last half. Merritt nearly toppled over, but instead found her way to the basket, missed, but then went for a second attempt. Will she get a third? No, Stewart's taken it, but Merritt's got the rebound. Merritt wants it. She's had 3 misses, and then Stewart then got the rebound. Threw it up and drew the foul. So you can see that Australia's rotated its players quite heavily for this final quarter, and as they should, give the bench a decent run. So Louise Sugden on 4 fouls. Hopefully she'll last out the match. Of course, you're only allowed a maximum of 5. So Stewart missed her second free throw, but Australia's managed to get the offensive board. Del Tozo has just come on for the bulk of this final quarter. Has been playing very well. Merritt with the ball again. Lovely. She's found Vinci. Another 2 points for Australia. Merritt with the end ball into Tozo. Stewart. Very tall Stewart. Del Tozo again. Will she get the score? No, she won't. She deserves it. She's been playing extremely well, but was unable to finish it off that time. McLean with the ball for GB. Is that a 10-second infringement? It may well have been. Difficult to see. I couldn't see the ref's call just then. Seemed to be a very quick 10 seconds, but nevertheless, that's the call. Stewart with the ball. So the Australians will just be looking for a bit of... There's Vincey with the ball there. Looking just for a bit of confidence boosting. 3 seconds in the key, that was the call. So Australia infringed on that. You can't stay in the key, in the paint, for more than 3 seconds. So GB's possession. McLean getting up the court. So Merritt to take the side ball. Stewart again, takes the shot. Lovely, straight through. So it'll just be nice for Australia to finish off with a few baskets here just to keep the flow and momentum going so they feel fresh and, I guess, invigorated when they head into their next match. But the same goes for Team GB, because you don't want to finish flat and then to head into your next match off 2 losses feeling a bit down on things. You need to be finish strongly even if you are more than 20 points behind. Hamer with the balls, played so well. Got it up just in time for the shot clock, so Australia's got the rebound. Stewart back again. Stewart featuring a lot in this final quarter. Carter with the ball. Passes off. Australia looking at their options. Few seconds to go. Merritt won't score on the buzzer. Not to be. But that is a very, very big win for Australia. Almost 30 points. 51 plays 24. This is in the Group A preliminary round match. And now the home side, Great Britain, well, that's 2 losses to